Gypsy Woo, can you move? Come on, scooch that way. I need Gypsy Woo. Thank you. I'm getting the stink eye, but that's okay. So welcome back, guys, and today's video, obviously from the title of it, is going to be about how much exercise do you really need to give your cattle dog. So as we already know, cattle dogs are a working breed. So if you don't have a farm and cattle for them to work, or if you don't have a bunch of land for them to roam around, you know, to burn off some of that energy and do the dingo things that they do, you have to exercise them. Of course, I have seen cattle dogs work on farms who don't work very well. They're actually usually riding alongside their owners in the tractors with a big old smile on their face, like, haha, suckers, you know, like you thought I was gonna hurt those cattle. Now, depending on the age of the cattle dog, the amount of exercise can vary, but I'll get into that later in the video. But exercise for a healer isn't only super beneficial for them physically, it also helps them mentally. And when people ask me this question and they want like a specific amount of time of how much exercise to give their healer, my answer to them usually is a minimum of 2 hours a day. I already know some people out there are gonna give me guff about that, but you know, untwist your panties and just hold on for a second and let me finish before you get into the whole cow dogs need to be worked all day, every day, and all work, no play, which I disagree with the all work, no play. There's always time for play. But the key word that I said there was minimum. Minimum of 2 hours per day. 3 to 4 hours is better. If you don't have a farm, the more the better. But minimum 2 hours a day. And also when I tell people a minimum of 2 hours per day, that's usually enough for people to be like, nope, I'm not doing that. Like, it's enough to like scare them off from getting a cattle dog. Because when we say 2 hours like of exercise, most people don't want to do that, you know. I can't tell you how many times I've had people ask me, can healers just sit in the house for 8 to 10 hours a day on their own? And it's like, no. Plus it's like, why are you getting a dog, period, if you're going to be leaving them to their own devices for that long of a period of time? Like, that's almost half a day. Like, just no, stop it. And also when I tell people 2 hours per day, they seem to get very fixated on walking them 2 hours straight per day. And you don't necessarily have to use that full 2 hours for just a walk. Like, you don't have to walk 2 straight hours. I mean, you can, I guess, if you're dogging, you can handle it, but they seem to get fixated on that. You can take that 2 hours or 3 or 4 and break that up throughout your day. Like, you can have the activities done throughout the day. You don't have to like force it all into one session. So like for my fur balls, I walk them every day, anywhere between 2 to 4 miles. That is our normal walk. And we average about 3 according to the walkie per pedometer thingy. You know, my fake Fitbit, because I can't afford a real Fitbit. The cheaper one works perfectly fine. I walk them during the snow. I walk them when it's lightly raining. I mean, the only time we don't go for walks is when it's like super hot outside or if there's like a major storm happening. But we've walked through rain, snow, all kinds of stuff because they need it. And Gypsy lives for walks. Like, she loves going for a walk. Clea, on the other hand, couldn't care less if we walk or not. She is the only healer I've ever had in my life that actually is kind of pretty much a lazy cattle dog. She would be one of those riding the tractor for sure. You know, I also run them in the yard. That we play ball twice a day in the yard, which can last anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes. I also used to take them on hiking adventures at least twice a week, if not more, before all the flu hit the fan. You know, now that stuff's opening back up, I'm going to be adding that back into their weekly routines, I guess you want to call it. I mean, there are many activities that you can do with your healer. I mean, you could, you know, go biking, you can do agility training, you can, if you're a runner, you can run with them. I don't run, I power walk. I've never been a runner, but you know, there's tons of things you can do. I mean, I even have my girls help me with the yard work, which usually is consisting of them following me around the yard as I'm carrying all the stuff, or they, you know, dive bomb into the pile of yard waste to steal the biggest stick they can find, you know, but it's still a physical activity for them. But, you know, obviously my point is you don't have to do all this within a 2-hour time frame. You can break all of the activities up throughout the day. And that's also good for cattle dogs because you also are trying to teach them that, you know, this is the time to relax, this is the time we go running, this is the time we relax, this is the time we go do this, you know, because if you know healers, as soon as they take the nap, they're ready for the next thing. They always have that what next attitude about them. But between our daily walks and just all the other things that I do with my healers, you know, I surpass that 2 hours very easily. 2 hours is like nothing. So if you're a very active person, this could be a very good breed for you because they will thrive on all that exercise and mental stimulation that they're getting from all the activities. And if you're not a very active person, you need to get active. You need to get up and do stuff with your cattle dog because they need it. We all need it. Now, should you be exercising your cattle dog this much throughout all its life stages? No. For the love of all that is fluffy and cute, please stop taking your super young puppies on very long hikes or over-exercising them when they really can't handle it. Too much exercise for a really young puppy can actually cause damage to their ligaments and their muscles. If you're overworking that really young dog when they're still developing, you can actually do more harm than good. Plus, puppies who are like under 6 months old, the most they do is sleep for the most part. I mean, I know there's crazy episodes too, but for most part, it's just sleep and training and giving them positive experiences, you know? Stop taking your 12-week-old puppies on 6-mile hikes. Like, that's just, stop it. You know, when they're babies like that, you do like maybe like a 5 to 10 minute walk and then you slowly increase it to like 15 minutes, you know, and you just slowly increase their walks over time, and you have to watch the dog to see if it's handling the exercise okay, and as it grows, you increase it. I think 6 months old is when I increased it to about like a 20 or 30 minute walk and still did small little exercise things with them. And then as they got older, you just increase it. Trust me, it happens sooner than you think. You will get to that stage where the healer is just like, I can walk forever, you know? It's just enjoy the puppy stage. They really do act like they can walk forever. It's almost like the Energizer Bunny. They'll just keep going and going and going. That's one thing with working dogs that you have to remember too. You have to tell them when to stop because some of them won't stop. They will keep working themselves until they're in a bad situation physically. Common sense. I know we're lacking that these days in the world, but find it, use it. You know, and if you keep up with all this exercise, your cattle dog will be very active well into their senior years. But even when they do become seniors, you have to like be careful and mindful, you know, listen to what they're telling you at that age. Like Silver, for example, she doesn't go for walks very often anymore, and she was a walker back in her day. A walker, like a zombie from The Walking Dead. No. But she, you know, she used to really love going for walks, you know, but now in her senior age, like she doesn't go very often. And when she does go, it's only like for 2 blocks, and she will turn herself around. She can't handle it. She's old, very old dog. You know, she prefers to sleep on the couch, and she just does what she wants to do, and I'm totally fine with it. I'm not going to force her if it's uncomfortable for her. So you just got to be mindful once they're in that stage of life. And I'm sure people are sick of me saying this, but a tired cattle dog is a happy cattle dog. Also, a tired cattle dog is a very happy healer parent, because when you get them to that point of being tired and exhausted, they relax. They get into the relaxation mode, they take a nap, you know, and then they wake up and it's all starts over again. But exercise and activities help a lot with like boredom and some other behavioral issues. I know people get sick of me saying exercise your dog more, but when you have things like excessive biting or excessive chewing, like on furniture and stuff, or like massive destruction of toys, like I'm talking like overkill of toys, it's usually related to boredom. So, you know, I know exercise doesn't cure all behavior problems, but when it comes to a cattle dog, when you increase the exercise and the mental stimulation they get from being out in the world, it really can cure a lot of, like, I guess, issues, behavior issues, or whatever you want to call them, but like, it's basically boredom. My opinion though. But just remember, if 2 hours or more of exercise scares you, do not get a healer. Don't get any working breed for that matter, because they need to have exercise and something to do. It's really not that hard. You just incorporate them in your life and you do multiple things per day, and you should have a very happy, healthy healer, even if they're not on a farm. I mean, we all want farms. We just all can't have them. So we do what we can. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to click all the buttons, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Exercise for a healer is super and too much exercise for a really young pumpy. Ugh, a pumpy? What's a pumpy? And I'm sure people are sick. Oh God. And I'm sure words. It is one of those days. Okay, it's always one of those days.